Back when the horse and carriage was still the main source of transportation, and no one had ever gone more than a fathom beneath the waves, one man built a machine that was 7 decades ahead of its time. It pioneered the double hull and an internal combustion engine underwater. The very first air scrubber. And a chemical fuel, which created oxygen as a waste product. All of this made it the very first air-independent submarine. Narcís Monturiol was a lawyer, self-taught engineer and scientist, and an early communist newspaper publisher. He was born in Figueres, Catalonia, Spain. In 1819, he was a son of a cooper and was educated in Sevilla, earning himself a degree in law. But law wasn't something he would pursue. Instead, he set up a publishing company. The same year he married his wife Emilia. His first newspaper, La Madre de la Familia, had a mission to, quote, free women from the tyranny of men. No doubt his wife liked that one. His second paper, La Fraternidad, was Spain's first communist newspaper. But the revolutions of 1848 brought his activities into an unflattering light, and he was forced to flee to France for a year. And when he got back to Spain, the government suppressed all his publications. So he redirected his boundless energy into science and engineering. Narcís would prove to have a mind for engineering that was nothing short of genius. He paid a visit to a town called Cadaqués, where he became fascinated by the dangerous work of coral harvesting. He then witnessed the drowning death of a harvester and decided there had to be a better way. Being the die-hard communist he was, he had to make this work safer for the men who pursued it. His answer was to create a vehicle that could travel underwater and protect the lives of its crew. He went to Barcelona and founded the first society dedicated to the exploration of submarine technology. By 1858, he presented his first Ictíneo, Greek for fish boat. The Ictíneo I already pioneered many firsts. It had a first-of-its-kind porthole, which used exterior water pressure to seal itself in further, making leaks virtually impossible. It was also the first vessel ever to have a double hull. It was hand-cranked, so it was not yet self-propelled, but Narcís did experiment with interior chemical oxygen production, albeit not too successfully at first. But experimentations with the Ictíneo I would come to a sudden end when it was accidentally rammed by a ship. Narcís went back to the drawing board. This time he was going to go all out and truly invent a machine like none other. He would pressurize the inner hull and install something new he invented, an air scrubber machine. But the piece de resistance would be an out-of-this-world propulsion system. After endless hours of chemical experimentations, Narcís finally found what he was looking for. A special reaction of zinc, manganese dioxide, and potassium chloride would heat a boiler without overheating the inside of the sub, as was the case when an Englishman tried to build an underwater steam sub a decade later. His contraption severely overheated. It would not be till the 1930s when the Nazis would start experimenting with the same chemical recipe that Narcís first invented, but they were only semi-successful. In the 1950s, the nuclear-powered submarine came into play and brought with it a level of air independence in submarines not seen since the Ictíneo.